So today on the table, I've got myself a Samsung J730, also known as a J7 Pro. This particular one, I'm going to be using just an aftermarket display on this one. Being it's a relatively cheap phone, the customer would rather go the cheaper option to repair it, which all I think is fair enough. So looking at the connectors, I've got a flex connector at the top of it, which makes me think this is going to be relatively easy to replace this one. Sitting on my heat pad now for about 5-10 minutes at 60 degrees, and I'm just using a flat pry tool to get into it. Another thing I did note with this that I mentioned to the customer was the home button was a different color to the display already existing on their phone, which after chatting to them, it has been replaced once before on this phone when they originally got it a few years back, or a year ago I think it was. So this coming off here now is probably going to be a lot easier for me than it will be for you if it's never been replaced. But the similar steps apply. See, flex connector there. As you can see, it's come off as two parts. There's the OLED screen and then the glass. As always, I like to give the frame a bit of a clean. Just make sure there's no shards left behind that may damage the new replacement screen. You can line up the flex connector. It should make a decent little click or crunch when you push it in. Now I've just got the screen loosely sitting there. I haven't fully pushed it down or anything like that. I'm just making sure that the touch panel will fire up and display correctly, just for a bit of a test out. I'm going to lay down a couple of strips of double-sided red tape. The replacement screen doesn't really have much or any adhesive on the back of the display, and the frame of it, since it's been replaced once before, the adhesive that's already left on the frame isn't very tacky at all. So I'll just do this just to make sure the screen stays down. And when you're pushing the screen down, just make sure that the home button does fit through that gap. Right now I do have a little bit of dilemma of it not sticking through correctly. So I'm just going to massage that into place. No, I'm not happy with it, so I'll try that again. But yeah, make sure the home button's down before you fully push it in, or else you may end up with a stuck home button. It's not going to be very handy at all. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.